Can people on Zoom hear me okay? Maybe not. Can you check if I'm on Zoom? Can you check? I don't know if the audio is working. Can you hear me? Does it work? I'll just give a couple more minutes for people to get settled. Maybe if people want to get up and get some food, you are free to take some pizza and eat it in this room. Do not tell MIT administration.
Trying to full screen correctly. I guess not.
Sorry.
This full screen is weird. Oh, now it's good.
Huh? All right, everyone. So I think we should get started. So yeah, if there is pizza left, you are free to get some more pizza like later. We'll also have some interesting swag, free T-shirts, stickers, etc. That you'll be able to pick up at the end of the closing ceremony. So make sure to stay all the way. It should be pretty fun. But yeah, so without further ado, this is the closing ceremony of WebLab 2023. It's been a pretty long journey, I know. For some of you, it's been a lot of hours grinding away at your projects, coming to office hours, etc. We've had over 450 students enrolled in this class, among people taking credit for competition or just to hear, to learn. Over 25 separate days. A lot of those days probably filled with a lot of coding. We've had 88 total web applications submitted so far, at least. We've had 489 Piazza posts made, and I believe that they have all been answered with a 7-minute average Piazza response time. So, been pretty well, hopefully. And a lot of office hours. I know I've seen all of your faces at office hours or at hackathons. But yeah, so it's been a pretty long journey, and you've had to learn a lot of really interesting stuff, or hopefully you have learned a lot of this stuff. So, from ideation, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Node, MongoDB, sockets, and a bunch of other things. I mean, there's a ton of cool technologies that you've now sort of been familiarized with, or at least introduced to. And hopefully you'll be able to take some of this experience and this understanding away with you and learn something from this class. And even if you're not familiar with everything, I think it'd be pretty hard to find like anyone, even among staff, who knows all of these things like completely thoroughly. But even just a little, I think that's a worthwhile takeaway from this class. And now, I think this is one of my favorite parts of WebLab actually, and it's being able to look through all of y'all's Git commits. So we have a couple interesting examples. Sometimes it's like it's great. You fix a bunch of cool things. Like actually him fixed all of his issues. But yeah, it's good fun. Problem solved, fixed things, more successes, mobile drop down nav bar. God bless the guy from office hours. Wait, that's me. Keywords finally working. Doggo has friction. That's kind of crazy. UI is decent, I guess. Well, I hope it's decent considering the theme is you and I. Sometimes Git commits don't work out so well. Sometimes the code gets frustrating. You have things like hoping tone is recognized, parts 1 through 4, the saga continues. Fixing. Anyway, we have just moments of confusion, maybe things where you don't understand what's going on. Merging conflicts, maybe you have some problems with GitHub. Yeah, a lot of I don't knows, I think. Probably over 100, I don't know exactly. There's another one. You have sadness, sometimes the code doesn't work out super well. GitHub merge issues are always a pain. Come on, bruh, is the classic. And there's some other things, I'm not really quite sure what some of these are, but I'm sure if you debug once, you can debug again, and maybe a couple more times after that. Fixed socket API, whatever. Yeah. Oh, here's some more, actually. I don't know if some of these are English or not. I can't quite tell. I think the deployment one, I feel that pain happens sometimes. Sometimes your deployments just don't quite work and you just gotta keep going over and over again. But, hopefully it works out in the end. Deleted WebLab code is a bit sad though. But yeah, so after all of this, you've made it, you've gone through like hours and hours of hard work and office hours, asking questions, learning content, and making your own projects. And now you're finally here. So this is the end of WebLab. And I want to give a couple thanks to some very important people. First of all is Ellen Reed from the MIT EECS department. She's been helping with facilitating a lot of logistical things. Lisa Bella, who's also from the MIT EECS department, who's also been very helpful. Arvin, who is our faculty sponsor actually. In fact, he teaches a class, I think it's 6-104 now, which is sort of related to web development. So if you are interested in doing more things related to this, you can consider taking that class. And just in general, the rest of the Core 6 department and the ECS department for making this possible. But yeah, so huge round of applause for all the people there. So just gonna. All right, and then once again, we have our core staff who are sitting over here in the corner. They are amazing. They've helped make all of this thing, everything possible. You've probably seen a lot of their faces in office hours or hackathons, answering Piazza questions or giving lectures, etc. Definitely a lot of help here. So I just want to give another round of applause to our amazing core staff. All right. We also want to thank our sponsors for this year, Moby and Vividly. They gave the contributions needed to make WebLab possible, to feed you the food that you're eating right now, in fact. So I don't think any of them are in the room right now, but I will give a round of applause to them anyway. All right. Now this is the interesting part. I think a lot of you are potentially coming here to see what the prizes are. So we chose 11 semifinalists this year. All of them were very amazing projects. It was very hard to choose these semifinalists. We actually debated for hours about which projects deserve semifinalists and which projects would just barely not be able to. But unfortunately, there were a lot of projects and we couldn't give semifinalists to everyone. So we tried to do our best, but we came across with these 11 semifinalist teams. So for this section, hopefully if the semifinalist teams are here, I would ask that you come up and present just a little bit, either a demo or like a quick presentation. Let's try to keep it to like around 5 minutes or so, just to give like a quick sort of, or at least show like what the other people in this room, what you've been up to, and to see kind of show off your project a little bit. So for the semifinalists, this will be in the same order that you presented earlier today for judging. And the first to go is CSS spaceships. So would you please come down? Yeah, you can. Wait, Kwong, what did you do to my computer?
Maybe? Oh, I clicked it.
I did.
Oh,
there we go.
Right. Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Jason, and I am part of Team Capybara Chords, and I made CSS spaceships. So this is a game where you use CSS to bend space as you travel around, trying to become the coolest spaceship, and you do things like collecting gold and delivering passengers back to their homes. So let's sign in. I guess you can use Nick. Is that okay? Or
Just want to make sure.
all right. So let me just zoom out. All right. So this is the menu, and this is where you can join a game, create a game, have a tutorial for you, statistics, or just log out. And so let's just create a game. And so this is the game room where you get to see yourself. Oh, and okay, I guess it's enjoying. And now you can also like select your spaceships to like customize yourself as well as your color. And you can also select like change the settings, but we'll just leave them at the default. So let's start the game. All right, so this is the interface, and the way that this game works is that you want to collect some gold and pick up the passengers and bring them back to their homes. And so you can do this by doing certain actions. So for example, for traveling, I can go to this planet, for example, and travel there. And each turn you get 2 moves. So I want to go to this passenger and just travel to them. I guess it's Vincent's turn. So while we're waiting, yeah, you move to the left and now you moved up. All right. So now I can like talk about the other features. So when I went over this passenger, I get this pickup tab. So now I can like see information about them. Their name is Yippo and their home is on Earth. And so let me just pick them up. And now I need to bring them back to Earth. But where is Earth? I can use this scanner to find out the HTML of the universe and find out which planet is Earth. Okay, so that's Earth right there. And now I can try to go to Earth just by traveling, or I can also use CSS. So the way that this works is that you can change the CSS of the universe. So maybe that's like the display flex of the universe, or you can add a selector to select certain elements. So first I'll just demonstrate this. So if you change the flex direction, it'll go from row to something like column, and now all of the tiles are now in a column format. You can also change them to like column reverse. But let's go back to row. Since I want Earth, maybe I don't know, I can do a selector, and I can try to select the Earth, or at least planets. So I can do select the, oh, is the E key now? Okay. Select the planets, and now you can see that all the planets are highlighted because they have the planet tag. So if I press enter, I can add a CSS property. And so the only property that makes sense in this universe is order. And if you set it to like 1, it pushes all planets to the back of the universe. If it set it to -1, it pushes all to the front. So let me just enter that and confirm. So now the Earth is like 1 move away. All right, so now Vincent has made 2 moves, and also you can just like see information about both players. So now that the Earth is 1 move away, I can just travel there and then just drop off my passenger to get some points. So now I have 6 coolness instead of 2. And so there's one more thing about this game. You have this landing thing. So if I were to land here and Vincent were to say try to change the CSS of the universe, then I would move with the tile that I am on. Because currently, when we were starting, we're all like floating up and down, so like we're flying above the universe and not being affected by the CSS. Oh wait, sorry. Is it my turn? Oh yeah. So I think Vincent made. Oh, it's still waiting for me. Oh, right. So sorry, it's my turn. I guess I can demonstrate. So since I'm over here, then I can do column, and you can see that I move from top up here to down here. Yeah, I think that's basically it.
All right, that was pretty cool. Now the next, I don't know where my presentation went. That's unfortunate. The next semifinalist that we have today is Tailtree. So if the team that created Tailtree could come up and give a quick presentation, that'd be amazing.
Hello everyone. So our website is called Tailtree, and it's essentially a website that allows people to collaborate on writing fiction. So as opposed to like other websites such as kind of Reddit or collaborating on the Google Doc, Tailtree uses a tree structure to allow easy editing of stories and editions.
Yeah, the idea here is to lower the activation energy needed to have some kind of creative output. What you see here is the feed page, right? This is just the snippets people have put out there. So you have, say for example, if you go to like the 3rd page, all these people putting their ideas out here. So first, you have a most popular page, and then a for you, which is dependent on who you're following.
The most popular page, whoever's on the top of the most popular page is whoever has the most likes on the website.
Yeah. So what's interesting about this though is this little button, the view full tree. So you go to this, you notice it expands out into this large menu. Essentially what this is starting from a root snippet or some like basic idea. Other people can go along and add things to it to create a larger story map, right? So you have access to all these different versions of a story at one glance. It's got cool things like here, we're at the bottom of this. Bottom of this snippet tree. So one thing you can do is, you can read the whole tree from here. So this compiles everything you've been seeing up to now into one document you can read, and then you can say like, I don't know, add on to this. Say I wanted to, write hello here. Yeah, so this changes the, you can like add on to a story. This is also very useful for like ideation as well. So if you want to say have a brainstorming session with people, this is a very quick, easy way, like just jotting down a note essentially to interact with other people's content. Yeah, so you also have this profile page, which is divided into contributions, your favorites, and your bookmarks. You have a list of people who you follow as well. And you can search snippets here and on the feed page. Finally, we have the settings here, which you can modify as to your liking. You can prevent other people from look at the followed accounts, among other things. But yeah, so the essential energy here is that we want to just make it a lot easier for people to work together on a project, whether it be in particular like writing a story or any other idea. Yeah. All right, that's it.
Awesome. So that was Tail Tree. The next presentation we have for today is Present Pastel. So if the team that created Present Pastel could please come up and give a quick presentation.
Hello, so Present Pastel is a journaling app where basically you can write entries and we'll turn your entries into colors based off the emotions that are in that entry. And we'll also generate a complimentary Spotify playlist that kind of matches the mood of what was said in your journal entry. So, is it already like it?
Yeah.
So, can we do a different one?
Yeah.
Entry first. Okay. Maybe a different one. I see Nick has been using our app a lot.
Okay. All right, let's do.
Okay, so yeah, so basically, if you look at the journal page, every day we'll have like a new prompt for you to answer. There's also optional space to enter like a daily quote, and also notes for the day. So Autumn's going to enter in keywords. Cool. And then she'll hit generate vibe. It'll go through, OpenAI will basically, OpenAI will go through, basically like see what the like emotions are in the journal entry and then send it back to us. We'll get a vibe check. These are like the emotions that were like extracted. And those are the colors. And then if you hit generate playlist, basically we'll go through your Spotify, find your top songs, and then filter them out based off of like what mood that they have. And then we'll go through and then use those as a seed for recommended songs to recommend to you also fit that mood.
Yeah, another thing is it kind of like if you do everything for the week, it creates like an average and it puts in your like weekly the weekly like vibe kind of palette. And it also kind of takes directly from your Spotify liked song. So if you have a popular artist and like you're feeling that they matches the vibe, they would recommend songs like based on that. Like for example, like you like I don't know Lil Uzi Vert and you listen to it like all the time, and your feeling matches the vibe. They'll recommend other songs that you might have listened to or not. And yeah, so it kind of personalizes according to your Spotify.
Yeah, you can also like listen to Spotify music from my website. It's like the audio.
Oh, the audio though.
Yeah,
See the end
You have good music taste.
No, you do. Whoever's laptop this is.
And then we also have what we call the palette page, which is, we call it kind of like your emotional calendar. So you can kind of go through. Brown is like, if you haven't done an entry yet, it's kind of like the default color. But then also we have the song page, and that's going to be filled up with like all the album covers from like your playlists throughout each month. Thank you.
I've gotten slightly exposed a little bit, but that's amazing. The next semi-finalist we have for tonight is Backchat GPT. Could the creator of Backchat GPT please come down and give a quick presentation?
Thank you. Okay, so my name is Patrick, and I've created Backchat GPT. The idea of this is it's basically a game where you're given the output of a GPT prompt, and you have to guess what the prompt was. So we can just go ahead and either click this new game button, or we can open up the terminal and do run new game. And then it'll go ahead and contact GPT, and it'll start up a new game. Takes a moment.
A laptop where the font is not broken.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's okay. His computer broke the font. It's okay. Anyways, we can see that the output says, I'm a pharmacologist. Well, I'm not going to pronounce that. Anyways, you can see here, it looks like it's a conversation between two people. And so that's probably going to be a good thing to try and guess here. So I'm going to open up the terminal and start guessing that. So I'm actually just going to start with the two people that are having the conversation. So guess this. Uh-oh. And you can see that was a correct guess, and it's now started to fill in that prompt as we start to decode that. So let's continue guessing. I promise it's not my typing. His keyboard is broken.
Let's be clear. I literally have half of my E key missing.
No, it's okay. So I've played this a few times, so I can sort of guess that this is going to say that the prompt is the following is a conversation. And so now that I've guessed that, you can see that it's starting to fill in even more. But one of the things is you might get stuck a little bit. And so you might want to come over to the prompt wiki and start to learn more about these prompts. And so, oh my God, what is happening? Anyways, so this is our wiki page, and you can see we've got a bunch of different things to help you solve these prompts. For example, this was a conversation, so you might want to come over to the conversation wiki entry, and you can see a little bit about that. And this sort of would give you the hint that maybe you should enter in the following as a conversation between something and something. Otherwise, we've got all sorts of other things that GPT might output. For example, a spreadsheet, a recipe, essay outlines. And then it just gives you a couple things to sort of teach you a little bit about AI. Because as you're playing this, maybe you're not familiar with AI and you want to learn a little bit more about the limitations and stuff like that. So one of the things that's really important when you're providing prompts to AI, GPT is to provide examples. So if you have like a structured response, you really want to include an example inside of the prompt, such as a number for a numbered list, or for a chatbot, you want to sort of include a first entry to that chatbot, which you'll see here in just a sec. Spreadsheets, you sort of have these column examples or bullets, stuff like that. And then one of the things is, as you go through this wiki, you're going to find some commands that you wouldn't find otherwise. For example, run possible words will help you solve the rest of it once you've decoded at least 75% of the prompt. So let's go back to the game. And I'm going to go ahead and guess a couple more things, and then, oh my gosh. Guess speech. And so now I've just about filled this out. I may or may not be at the 75% mark, but I'm going to go ahead and try and run possible words, which is that command that we just found in the wiki. Maybe it wasn't that. Well, guess or help. What did I do wrong? It's actually possible underscore, not possible dash. That'd be helpful. So that is one of the things that makes having that wiki very helpful, is if you ever mistype a command, you can go over to that wiki and it will help you out. Okay, so what we've got now is some words to try are and, conductor, crash, high, med, morphology, server, silo, sphere, standard, there. Only a couple of these are actually going to be helpful. So let's go ahead and guess probably and, high, and there. And there you go. We just successfully decoded the prompt in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And that is Backchat GPT. It'll go ahead and store your count, fastest completion, game started, games completed as well. And that's all. Thank you.
Cool. Also, I promised you that the actual website looks significantly nicer. I don't know what happened with the font on my computer, but it was looking a lot better before. But yeah, anyway. The next semifinalist we have for tonight is Commons. So, the creator of Commons? So you can use it.
Okay, so this is Commons. Commons is a real-time collaborative canvas for blocking out 3D experiences. So it's somewhere in the mix between level design for video games or layout for animation, and combining that with like the collaborative features you find in Figma or Google Docs. And so just a quick overview. These are just some things. At the beginning of any design for 3D, it's really important to kind of nail down the proportions and the cameras. because 3D scenes are really hard to visualize. And if you're working with a team, you want to make sure everyone's on the same page and you can give constructive feedback to other people and make sure everything fits together. And so Commons gives you the chance to give quick, rough blockouts of your ideas and then share them with others. So this is like a 1-minute design of kind of the start of maybe a city landscape, and then given 10 more minutes, just blocking in general shapes and giving a kind of better composition to go off of there. And it has real-time support for collaboration. So this is a screen capture of 5 different people working on a theoretical kind of obstacle course level, or like a Mario Kart type thing going on there. And so you can see the other people's cameras as they move around and what they're looking at, and also manipulate the objects and share it that way. And then some other stuff is you can make custom cameras to be able to kind of keep track of how things evolve over time, if you're concerned about composition and overall shape. And then once you're done, you can take that and then export it as a GLTF file or as just like a custom JSON scene description. And then, so if you're like a game developer and you're working in Unity or Unreal Engine, you can kind of parse it as you wish, or you can just quickly take it into something like Blender, any other 3D package, and modify it or build off of it. And so just real quick, within the last few minutes, I'll just jump in and kind of show around a scene. So if you go to the website, there's a few pre-made templates built out so you can kind of see what you can do with it and what you might be interested in, or rip off of it if you want to. And so I will jump into this one here. So this is a little maybe tangential to level design, but theater set design is also, a similar space. And so this is kind of a quick recreation of the set of Hamilton, the Broadway show. And so you can get a quick sense of, how the balcony is laid out, the proportion compared to the people in the scene, and then also block in other key features like Hamilton's famous kind of turntable at the bottom. And then we can see there's all these different cameras that have been set up. And so at the bottom, you can, jump to each of these views. And if you hit tab, you can hide UI and get a good sense of the composition from these different angles. And then, for example, if you want to change something about the camera, like the lens focal length or field of view, you can kind of tighten it or bring it out wide. And then you can also relock this to your view and kind of reposition it around your subject as you want it to look better. And then when you're done, you can unlock that and it'll place everything how it should be. And so, and then just to demo a little bit more, here at end, you can drag and drop different shapes into the scene as kind of your base. And then from there, you can scale them and mess with them as you please. And then there's a grab selection mode. If anyone's ever messed with like level design, it can be hard to make sure things are like sticking to each other properly or setting nicely on top of surfaces. So you can go into grab mode here, and then you can grab like this person and just snap them up here on top of the balcony real quickly. Same with these blocks, if you want to just drag them around, they'll snap to the different surfaces and makes it really nice to place things. Makes it just generally a lot easier. So yeah, and then you can export it here at the top, or also just save a quick screenshot. And then you can also drop comments into the scene and leave them for other people to look at later. And then that you can reply to it if you're collaborating with an art team and wanting to get feedback on something. And then you can also resolve those comments later. So then there's some other controls for the environment settings and getting the look down. But if anyone's interested, feel free to look into it. So yeah, that's it. That's Commons.
All right, so that was pretty cool. The next semifinalist we have for tonight is Ruins.
I'll drop this just in case there's not on the play.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so who here identifies as a gamer? Raise your hand, anyone? All right, I see a couple of hands out there. So in order for me to actually play this game, I'm gonna need another player. So if any of you wanna log in, or I don't know if one of the TAs or other people wanna log in and play with me, that would be great. If not, I'll have to go single player, that's fine. But Ruins is an RPG game where it's kind of like Pokemon, but our team realized that Pokemon has like kind of a flaw in which it's really single player, and a lot of people like to play multiplayer games and they like to have that competition. So we wanted to build a turn-based RPG that has some sort of multiplayer aspect that's easy to get into, because Pokemon stealing is really hard to get like as good as the pro players. So yeah, if you I'm gonna hit play and show you around. So first, if you want to see the rules of the game, we have like this panel in the about section that just like tells you everything about the game. The main thing is you have moves that you can select from, just similar to Pokemon, where like you click a move and it does some effects that it explains. And then you have characters you can pick from we call starters to actually play as in the game. And then equipment that you collect to increase your power over time. And you increase your power by defeating these enemies in the ruins. And then after 3 minutes of doing that, you get thrown into a dungeon with another player that actually was playing the game for 3 minutes somewhere else. Here we have a shop where you can click whoever you want to play as. It changes on your nav bar to display what character you are. Nick currently has 10. Sorry, I'm going to spend currency on your account. You can unlock a character and select to play as them as well. You don't have Volk yet, it's sad. What else? And then the gallery just like shows you all of the starters and then enemies that we have you can go against, and all the equipment and effects that you can have in the game. But anyway, now I'm going to play, and if anyone's in the queue, awesome, someone was in the queue. All right, so wait, I'm surprised the timer isn't showing up. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I'm going to use, I'm just gonna fireball this guy. And so right now, it's kind of hard to see, there's a rat that I'm going up against. I just killed him. I realize now that this is probably a single player game that was already being played before on your account, but that's okay. So now I'm just gonna you have 3 dungeon selections, just choose the easy one. And each of your moves have certain attributes associated with them. So Fireball has 311 power. It doesn't do 311 damage, but relative power is how you can tell how much a move does. So this move's gonna do less, but this move has a 2% chance of missing. This move is green. I should probably explain the statuses. So there's 3 colors in the game: red, blue, and green, and it scales red move scale off of red, green move scale off of green, blue off of blue. My character, as you can see, looks red, and his highest status is red, because it's just how it works. Also, I've collected a red ring, which gives me boost to my red, which is nice. So yeah, I just basically select moves, and they do damage to your opponents, and then you defeat them when their health goes at or below 0. And then you get whatever equipment that you selected from here. And here, now I have 3 dungeons. I can choose easy, medium, or hard. And different pools of enemies will show up in each dungeon. So you saw there was the rat, and then I forgot the goblin that I just killed in the easy dungeon. If we go to the medium dungeon, we'll see a new enemy, Ghost. Okay, so Ghost might actually be hard for me to kill. Okay, I did 16 damage to it. That's pretty good. All right, so Ghost now just burned both of us with his move, which is nice, but I miss, of course, and then I lose 1 health because I'm burned. And there we go, I hit. So now he's dead. And I get a new move. You can have up to 4 moves. And now, just to wrap this up, because I'm almost certain I'm going to lose this battle, I'm going to fight the hard boss. It's Rat King. Okay, I have a chance if he just spams healing. So I'm going to try fireballing. Yeah, this isn't gonna go very well. Okay, I have 1 health. Can I beat him? Maybe. Okay, he healed. Okay, that's nice. Uh, I'm slowly doing more. Okay, no, I died. Okay, so that was endless mode. Um, I defeated 4 enemies and I earned 8 money. And yeah, so that was a single player option. There's also a multiplayer and a draft. I'm probably not going to play the entire multiplayer game, but I can show like you click the multiplayer button and it puts you in a queue, and the first person to like click classic will be thrown into a game with me. So if anyone's on the website right now and they just want to click classic, then it would throw us into a game. If not, that's fine because like okay, there we go. Someone did it. Uh, I don't know who I'm up against, but in like 3 minutes I would battle someone else. But I think probably out of time. So yeah. All right, that's it. That's ruins.
Cool. All right, so the next semifinalist we have for tonight is Scrambled. So for the team that made Scrambled, please come up and give a presentation.
As long as the
Oh, yeah.
Wait, they do. Only the E key is broken.
okay.
Okay, hi. Is this on? Oh. We have a game for y'all today. It's called Scrambled, and it's about moving eggs. So.
Yeah. So to get started, feel free to follow along, by the way, if you have a laptop with you. If you're on phone, it might not work as well, but you can still kind of try. So first, we're going to go to how to play. So, hey, look, it's you. You're an egg today. You can move your egg white around with the WASD keys, or arrow keys work too. And then to move your yolk, just click around the canvas and drag. And then furthermore, the purpose of the game is to like stay as big as possible. You don't want to lose all your white because then you die. So to do that, you can eat the food that appears around the map. And as before, just click and drag. And throughout the game, there will be more types of foods that do special things, basically power-ups. So look out for those too. And next, if you see another egg white, you can push your yolk into them and eat them. And when they're gone, they die. And yeah, you want to keep as much white as possible, otherwise you lose. And the winner of each match is just whoever's left standing at the very end. So good luck, and let's head into an actual game. Ooh, looks like someone has a room ready. Oh. Okay, I guess feel free to make your own rooms and join. I'm gonna make one here too.
Each room caps at 8 people. So gotta be quick. And we have 3 maps that we set our game on. So we're gonna go with our first one, which is fried rice.
Basically, the only difference between each map is that they have different power-ups, and you guys will see more of that later on. So let's start our first one. As you can see up here, this is like a key telling you what each of these power-ups do. In this map, scallions make you grow. Garlic, if you take a garlic and slam it into someone else, like that person just did to me, they get stunned for a bit and they can't move their yolk. And finally, peppers make you faster for a bit. So yeah, you can see that people were clearly running around that, and I just died.
Each map has its own set of power-ups that you can use for defense and offense. Oh. Who was it?
Who's gonna claim the winner?
Oh, okay. So if you go back to home, you might notice that we have a costumes tab. So these costumes, they unlock after having different achievements. For example, this one here, you might have unlocked after playing your first game. And we have various other ones. And there's an exclusive web.lab costume that you can get by eating 5 seaweed.
And we'll see seaweed in our next map that will demonstrate.
Okay. Great room. Okay, so here we have 3 power-ups. Seaweed, you want to try not to eat seaweed, because if you eat seaweed, it's going to cover your entire screen. I'll demonstrate that. And apart from that, we also have fish cakes, which when you slam one into another player, it makes them bounce away. I'm gonna try playing. Where's my mouse? Oops. No.
No.
It's because I didn't have a mouse. That's the only reason.
Yeah, that, definitely. Oh. You'll also see animations, so every time you take a bite, mouth will go up and then.
So as you can see, this game, since I actually did stuff, it shows like my stats throughout the game, how much of each power up I ate, and I also got 1 kill. So that shows up here. And since we have time for
We have time for one more map, which is our last map.
Okay. So this map is tomato and eggs. And something special about this map is if you take a tomato, it will actually like load in your inventory and you can click again to shoot the tomato out. So people are kind of doing that and you can see tomatoes flying all over the place. And furthermore, if you eat an egg, you'll actually become invisible to other players for a bit. So yeah. Whoa. Okay, we'll just watch.
Like intense background.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay. And that's all for our game. Wait.
I'll leave it off at one last thing. If anyone knows Morse code.
What? Actually, on this computer, it's like a bit cut off at the top.
Oh, really?
I can
Okay, never
zoom
mind.
out. Wait,
On
wait,
the
hold
home
on.
screen.
I can zoom it out. Maybe. Okay.
Could be a message. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, that was pretty fun. The next semifinalist we have for tonight is Labyrinth. So can the creator of Labyrinth please come up?
Yeah, so the website we created is Labyrinth. And I guess like the quick 5 minute pitch I can give for it is that it is a top-down action exploration game where it's sort of similar in style to games like The Binding of Isaac or Into the Dungeon, if you've played those. But it is, what we try to make with it is we try to make it like a multiplayer experience. And so I can go ahead and, for example, create a lobby. And then if someone wants to join, they can, but preferably not too many people. Okay, great. And so if I hit new game, now you can see that we're all loaded in. And I think I'm the red person. And the point of the game is you want to go around and you want to explore these rooms. So there's like 2 doors right now. There's one up the top and there's one to the right. You can just choose any door. I guess we went through the top one. I'm just going to commentate right now while the other players shoot, but or let Sam's going to play for me. But essentially, you get control of a character with a random weapon, and you sort of walk through these rooms and you try to clear all the enemies in them. And different types of enemies will have different behaviors. So, for example, for example, the green enemy will charge at you. Some enemies will move around randomly. Some enemies will shoot projectiles at you. As you move further into the dungeon, the enemies will get more difficult, and their behavior will get more complex. Also, scattered throughout the dungeon, apart from the random enemy encounters, are going to be boss fights. There are 3 in total right now, and I don't know, we might be approaching one soon. It's up and to the right. So we're gonna let the gameplay speak for itself right now. And yeah, so it looks like the players have reached the first boss. Each boss is slightly different. In this case, I think this is the tutorial boss. So the behavior it has is mostly just shooting bullets at you and charging. It has a second phase where it'll shoot these like yellow projectiles that hone down your position. For the block patterns, we took inspiration from like bullet hell games. Good job.
Wait, why am I the only one left?
And so yeah, anyways, that's mostly just core gameplay. It's randomized every time. So with each encounter, like you'll encounter different enemies in the rooms and stuff. Yeah. So you can stop right now.
I'm good.
Just anything. But yeah, that's Labyrinth.
That was a pretty fun game. I think when staff were testing the site, we struggled a lot more than they did, but it is a lot of fun. So the next semifinalist we have for tonight is Word Bash. So could Word Bash or the team that made Word Bash please come up?
Okay. Hey guys, this is Word Bash. It's pretty much just a game where humans answer AI-generated prompts with even crazier answers. So I just logged in with Google and we got into a landing page where I can visit my profile. Here I have my game stats and I can just change my name real quick. And I can edit my avatar too, which shows up in the game. So I'll just change it to this wolf and go back. Yeah, so here I have the option to just make a room or join. So I'll make a room now. Feel free to join, but not too many people. I think that's good. Yeah, so on the right side we have a chat. A key aspect of this game is that you can really play with friends wherever you are. Like if you played a lot of party games, first of all, they're costly, and second of all, you have to be like in the same room a lot of the time to play. So this is just a fun game that you can play even without like having to join a call or anything. You can just play using the chat to communicate.
And in the upper right corner are the temperature setting. For those of you who are familiar with large language models such as GPT, one of the things you can do is tweak the amount of randomness that the language model will input into the responses. So if you set it all the way to the top, it's going to generate like very hectic and bizarre responses for you to answer. Whereas if you set it to the bottom, they're going to be like more normal programming questions. So we're going to set it somewhere in the middle.
And we'll set the number of prompts to 2 so that this can go a bit faster. Okay, I'll just start game now. So for each prompt, you have 20 seconds to answer with a really funny response that you can come up with. So yeah, since I'm done answering, I'll just go into the voting page. Okay, and now we can vote. Okay, yeah.
And as you can see in the on the leaderboard, the points are updated live, and we can briefly explain the scoring system while the game's ongoing. Every single question is worth 1,000 points. The winner gets an additional 100 points, and if you manage to get all of the votes, then you will get an additional 1,000 points, and this is known as a knockout.
Yeah, so since we do have a lot of players, I think we might just cut it short a bit. But yeah, this is pretty much the gameplay. Yeah, I mean, just taking a step back, like, you know, we're really used to now humans giving AI prompts and having them come up with really like interesting like responses. This game kind of like takes a different approach where AI is giving humans responses and we're the creative ones coming up with the fun responses. So yeah, that's Word Bash.
Yeah, Word Bash was a very fun game. Staff had a lot of fun just messing around during judging with Word Bash. With that being said, the next semifinalist we have for tonight is Mazed.
Hi everyone, our website is Maze Ed, which is an education learning platform that makes everyday learning more fun through a tactile maze game. So our game is a multiplayer game, which is how it relates to this routine of you and I, because it allows students to connect with each other and their teachers and it allows even the more quieter students in the class to take on an active and engaged approach to learning. The way the game works is first a student will log in and create a custom flashcard set for the game. And then students will answer the questions correctly in order to earn tokens, which will allow them to unlock barriers, upgrade their speed and tagging, and ultimately try to escape the maze first.
So Andrew's gonna make a teacher account, and he already has a pre-made flashcard set made. If you wanna follow along, you can go to the link and make a student account and then join the pin. Preferably not too many people.
Let's make a set.
Oh yeah, we have 3 game modes. This one will just be like individual.
Should we show customization?
So you can log on and join on the pin 490010.
It's lagging, bro. Wait, let's just show.
You can also customize your avatar as a student if you want to, but yeah, that's not the thing.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, so like y'all can probably see the maze. This is the teacher screen where we can see like all the players and where they are.
I'm gonna join. Oh.
Yeah, so you can answer questions in the bottom left to get tokens and spend them on upgrades or unlocking borders. There's lag, that's probably because there's
Okay. All right. Oh my god. Oh shit.
questions might be a bit difficult.
What is that? What is that? Oh.
Okay. You can see on the screen that Tomato 98 just unlocked a barrier and is moving on to the next level.
You can only attack people with less power than you, so yeah.
Just your power. Oh.
Alright, I'm setting.
If you were in the game, you can see your stats app in the game. You can also see the overall rankings. Yeah, that's our website.
Thank you.
Bro. Oh shit. How do I leave the meeting?
Yeah, that was a pretty cool website. We had a lot of fun just playing around with it, and I can vouch that the educational aspect does work. I think I've conditioned myself into learning the answers of some of Felina's flashcard questions. With that being said, the next semifinalist and the final semifinalist we have for tonight is InstaSpam. So will the creators of InstaSpam please come down? Yes.
Nice. Are you sharing your last one?
No.
And then desktop.
Yeah, actually, I don't think so. You can open Outlook.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't press it. And then yeah. Okay.
Also, if you want me to control the, if your hand
Oh,
starts shaking, just
whoops.
let me know.
Huh?
If you want me to control, if your hand starts shaking, just let me know.
Oh.
You sure? Yeah.
Hey everyone. We're Team Cash. My name's Namdi.
I'm Victory, and the name of our app is Instagram.
So InstaSpam is basically designed to solve the problem of when you send a lot of dorm spam emails, but I can't read them.
Yeah, so basically it's like for context, it's like a dorm spam scraper that allows you to browse dorm spams way quicker and much easier. Like the biggest caveat is that the dorm spam emails have to be coming into your inbox, so it gets like unread dorm spam emails from your inbox and then allows you to like browse through them and then take actions on them from the app, and then those actions are reflected in Outlook. So we'll start with the walkthrough. Basically, the first thing is continue with MIT Outlook. I think the biggest like part of this is we did not use like Google Sign-In and use Microsoft, which was slightly more difficult to get done, but we were able to. And then if you continue, also it only works with MIT email addresses. So if we signed in with Gmail, it wouldn't work. And then we go to his MIT email. This is what the UI looks like. So these are basically just like unread dorm spam emails. So we extract those and then we summarize them, making them easier to browse through. You can see things like the email title, the date, which we use like an online open source parser to get. We also have like relevant links, which take you to things like Google Forms and other things that are linked in the emails. And then if there is a relevant picture or like a flyer that's in mind, we're able to also display those. And we have like this carousel thing, which is pretty cool thing to go through. But not like every single image is this way, but most of them are. Do you want to talk about the actions?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you can see here, there's some action items in the, oh, let me hide this.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, some action items. Whenever you see an email, there are a few action items. You can see that there's a read email action item, a flag action item, and an Outlook action item. So if we can just start from the bottom. So if you click the Outlook action item, it'll open the email in your actual Outlook account. So you can see the full email content. If you want to read further, follow up, maybe see a little bit more than just beyond the summary. And then these next two features, flagging and reading an email, you can actually look at in your Outlook inbox. So we can just go ahead to Outlook and check that out. So let's target this email here that's talking about the Pika meal plan.
Okay, so currently it's like unread, which is like the same. So if we go back to Instagram, we can also split screen, but yeah, we can split screen.
Yeah, I think just drag it into a new thing
Okay,
and
there we
then
go.
like, oops.
Okay, cool. So like if I like flag this email here, it's also gonna be reflected in my Outlook inbox and I can see the email is flagged. Or if I mark it as read, it's gonna like clear from my Insta spam feed because like we don't want like Insta spam to also be a spam. So I can mark this as read. That's gonna go away, and then you can also see that it is also not marked as read. What's also pretty cool, like, is if you check out the profile page, like the emails that you flag stay on your profile, whether or not like you have read them. So it's like you can keep them and like come back to them if you want to. You can also like unflag emails. So like we unflag this here, it will also be unflagged in Outlook.
Yeah, and you can see that we have one setting, but it's very, very important, very convenient, 24-hour time format. So if we like, you know, want AM, PM date, we can just get that and it'll be reflected everywhere.
Wait, no, turn it on.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. That's basically because that's okay, yeah, it is okay. So yeah, that's like the one setting. And Yeah, that's the
Good.
basic function. Oh, is
Yeah.
there anything?
I mean, just for some like other stuff, just because I think we
Oh,
still
yeah.
have some time. So we can talk about like venues. So if there's a venue that's included in the email and content, you can find it, and whenever you click the link, it will take you to the where is page for where that is happening, as well as dates are parsed different or shown differently depending on how many are in the email actually. So if there's just one date, it goes for a bit of a longer format. And if there are multiple, it will stack them together and use a bit of a shorter format so that it's just easier to read.
Yeah, there's also like the load more button, I guess, which is pretty basic, but helps you get like even more DoorStep emails. And
Yeah,
there's
and
something.
yeah, dividers, like,
Oh yeah.
really the main focus is just to make it feel like, you can go on, browse it, feels lightweight, not like, you have to invest a lot of time into like, setting stuff up. You can just go on, browse your dorm spam emails. And then when you don't need the app anymore, you don't have to stick around. But I really think that, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and like if you have like DoorStep going to your inbox, you can actually probably try it on your phone or laptop and it should work. And it's pretty responsive. So it kind of looks like this on a phone where the nav bar goes to. But yeah, that's basically our app. Thank you guys for listening.
Awesome.
Wasn't perfect, but I think we did. I think it's fine. Also, like, the most important presentation was like hours before, so we're good.
All right. So.
Oh, I think your camera is.
Those were our 11 semifinalists for web.lab 2023. Actually, let me full screen this real quick for a little bit better immersion. There we go. We can do this. JK, that did the wrong thing. Okay, you know what? It's fine. But yeah, so those are our 11 semifinalists. And before we move on, oh, wrong one. But yeah, so the first thing we want to mention are we have the sponsor prizes. This year we have one sponsor prize from Vividly. And that is most relevant to consumer packaged goods, which is the industry that they work in. They are currently not here at the moment, and they will contact the winner of this prize later on. So if you are the winner of this prize, you will receive an email from Vividly. Next, we have a couple special prizes. So beyond just the normal things that we look for, we have a couple very interesting prizes just to give some recognition to sites that we think stand out in one very particular way. And first, we have the most innovative backend feature. Also, just for organizational purposes, I ask that you hold your applause to the end, just so that we can get through this. But yeah, so the most innovative backend feature, this is something that we award to a team whose project incorporates something that we think is really interesting in terms of the design and or services they use on the backend and what they choose to, or how they choose to implement it. And so this year, the most innovative backend feature goes to Present Pastel. All right. Actually, you know what? You can do your applause. It's fine. We're ahead of schedule. All right. Now, we have the most responsive UI award, and this is awarded to the team whose project is the most responsive in terms of their front-end page. This includes a number of things. For example, being able to stretch and resize, the screen. For example, if you're on mobile, if you're on tablets, if you're on a computer, etc., and just being able to sort of interact in a very friendly and usable way. So the most responsive UI award for this year goes to MIT Airport Rideshare. The next award that we have is the most unique concept. So this is awarded to a team whose project you think has a very creative idea, something that we've just never really seen before, or something that kind of brings the problem in a new light or tries to solve something in a very creative way. And this year's most unique concept award goes to Tail Tree. All right. So those were 4 of our special awards. And the next award we'd like to mention, this is the Staff Choice Award. It does not necessarily correspond to any one, particularly amazing feature, but I think we just like to recognize certain apps that we had a lot of fun playing or interacting with, or just seeing like what it does. Just apps that I think the staff very much enjoyed interacting with. And for this year, the Staff Choice Award goes to WordBash. All right. The next award we'd like to mention is the People's Choice Award, aka the Webby Award. We know that there were apparently some potentially illegitimate votes that were excluded from the voting process. So after all such illegitimate votes were excluded, there was one clear winner of the People's Choice Award, and this is counted by the number of legitimate likes on the Facebook post for the Webby Award at 7 p.m. at the start of the closing ceremony. And so that award goes to, with 356 votes, Dreamcatcher. All right. So now getting into the main awards we have for tonight. First of all, we have honorable mentions. So the honorable mentions for this year go to Backchat GPT and Mazed. The 4th place winner for this year's WebLab 2023 competition goes to InstaSpam. The 3rd place winner of this year's WebLab competition goes to Scrambled. The 2nd place winner of this year's WebLab competition goes to CSS Spaceships. And the 1st place winner of WebLab 2023 goes to Commons. It was very tough to decide, all of these awards. I know a lot of people put in a ton of effort, and I want to respect all of that. I've seen people grinding for hours and hours. So I want to just give a huge shout out to everyone, because I know you've worked very hard on your projects. And us staff had a very hard time deliberating on all of these awards, including sponsor judges and conferring back and forth with all sorts of debates. But these are the awards that we have for this year. And I just want to extend one last round of applause to everyone here. So thank you for being a part of WebLab 2023. And we have a few closing remarks before we leave. The first is we have an ending video. I actually don't know what's in this, so we'll find out. Oh, I need to unmute.
Is the sound on? The sound is important.
It's been a long day without you, friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Sorry for you guys. This one is about someone in particular. He's got a bachelor's degree in snitch chimpanzee. Always sang a story just so he could walk free. Now he got me in here facing penalties. Snitch tendencies, snitch tendencies. It's a rat in the deep blue sea. He sets money just so he can be released. He keeps denying that he works with the police. Snitch tendencies, snitch tendencies. Okay, I'm really low in funds and demoted at my job. I can
It's the mental crisis. It's the mental crisis. Oh my god! The staff are against each other. It is no longer you and I, but instead a you versus I. What did you do? The summer anarchy. We started off with a ceremony, continued around the fire, and yet now we are in anarchy. Since when did our cult turn out like this? You and I were never meant to. You and I were doomed from the beginning.
Thank you, Felina, for that amazing representation of WebLab. Yeah, so I realized that there was one special award that we actually skipped accidentally during the presentation. So I will reload this presentation really quick. Don't worry. Yes, the most innovative UI feature award is a special award that we grant to the team with some front-end feature that the users can interact with and see that we think is particularly creative and innovative in some way. Something that kind of breaks the boundaries of what normal interaction with computers looks like, something that kind of changes what normal websites commonly do. And this year, the most innovative UI feature award goes to Backchat GPT. So, round of applause. Yeah, so all of these awards, if you want an award today, you'll be contacted afterward for some information. But yeah, so there's a couple final remarks that I want to give. One thing is that we have a bunch of swag over here, WebLab t-shirts, as well as some cool holographic stickers and whatnot. So they are completely free. You can come and take them. Don't feel bad if you didn't, show up to any of the lectures and only came for today. We have plenty to give. And also, if you are interested in being on WebLab staff next year, helping run this and make this all possible, there is a form at weblab.is/recruitment. And you can also find out what roles there are available at weblab.is/roles. So I highly encourage you, if you enjoyed your time here, to fill out the form at weblab.is/recruitment. And with that being said, that was WebLab 2023, and see you all next year.